Greetings, students. This video has the purpose of showing you how to organize your material to create concrete music. So in the previous video you were supposed to watch before this one, I explained the process of how to manipulate your sounds, your recordings, your raw sounds to generate more interesting material that you're going to then organize in order to make concrete music. So let's get started. In the previous video, I already showed how to manipulate some of the sounds that I already had, and I created some new ones. So I am going to upload the new ones that I have right here. Okay, there I have it. So I have my cutlery sound, I have the door, I actually have the two cutlery sounds that I created, the door, how I manipulated it, and the faucet. Let's just review how they sound one more time. Let's see, this is one of the cutlery sounds, right? And this is the other cutlery sound, right? And this is the faucet. And this is the door. The door is one of my favorites. All right, there you have it. Okay, so one of the things that you have to keep in mind when you are composing concrete music is that you have to think outside of the box. I know that sounds very familiar and very cliche if you want to think about it, but it's actually true. The idea of making concrete music is to make something that sounds completely dissimilar than anything else that you have listened before. So trying to recreate maybe like rhythmic music, maybe trying to recreate dance music like techno or hip hop or rhythm and blues or rock using these kinds of sounds doesn't really make sense and it's not very into the aesthetics of concrete music. If you can make some or you can create certain rhythmic effects by repetition, which is one of the most prominent or yeah, which is one of the most prominent composition techniques or composition principles that you can use. But that doesn't mean that by that repetition and creating something rhythmical that you're going to recreate something that sounds more similar to other popular styles, because that wouldn't be the point of making concrete music. So like I said, try to think outside of the box. Okay, so one of the ways that I'm going to organize my sounds here, I'm going to try and create something just like we said before, 15 seconds, just like the assignment that we had before. So one of the things that I'm going to do first is to leave the sound of the door there at the very beginning, right? And I'm going to add the cutlery just like I have it over here, but I'm going to add it. See, notice that this is something that this is where you have to start getting a little bit more into the analysis of sound and try to actually understand how sounds work. If you see here this sound shape that we have of the door, you see that it reaches like its loudest part, like the part in which it actually sounds like the fullest in this area over here. Okay, let's listen to it one more time. I'm going to click on solo. I'm going to put it from the beginning and listen to this. Like over here is the moment it creates like certain expectation as the sound starts to develop until it reaches here is maximum point. So here in this climax that it reaches, I am going to make the two cutlery sounds appear. I'm gonna make this sound here. I'm gonna make it appear like right over here. So this again, as you can see here, this is the point in which the cutlery sound like sounds the fullest. I'm gonna play for you only the cutlery sound from here. Listen to it. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it over there. What I'm going to do is to repeat this cutlery sound several times. So I'm gonna add new tracks. I'm gonna add it several other times. I'm gonna import it again. Okay, that's the cutlery one. I'm gonna import it one more time, and I'm going to displace it just a little bit after it, maybe like this. And I'm going to repeat the process one more time. I'm gonna import it again. Here it is, cutlery one, and I'm going to one more time just displace it a little bit after this, and I'm going to repeat it even another time. I'm going to add another track, and I'm going to import the same cutlery one over here. I'm going to displace it again, this time a little bit closer to the beginning of the previous one, just like this. And I'm going to put the second cutlery sound a little bit afterwards this cutlery one, the last repetition of the cutlery one. I'm going to put it a little bit afterwards, like over here. And then I'm going to put the faucet sound right after the cutlery 2. I'm going to put it over here, right? And this one, I'm going to try and make it also. I'm going to repeat it several times. I'm going to add it another time. Here is the faucet. And I'm going to make it over here. And I'm going to add it one more time. Third time, the faucet. There it is. Just like this. But every time I'm going to manipulate it and make it sound different. So here, the first time I'm going to leave it sounding like it is, and then the second time over here I'm going to add more effects to it. So I'm going to go to effects and I'm going to add here, maybe I can add some distortion to it. Let's see, distortion C++ and see how it sounds. Okay, let's make only this one sound and let's see the effect. Okay, I'm gonna add more distortion to it and more output so it sounds louder than that. And I'm gonna put my playhead over here and see again how it sounds. There you go. And then I think I wanna displace this a little bit more over here. There you go. And I'm going to add to this other one, to the last one, I'm going to add more modulation. I'm going to add a different kind of modulation. To this one, I'm going to add a chorus ensemble. And let's see how that sounds. Okay. Effect level up, depth up, rate. I'm going to leave it like that. And let's see the result of it. It's not so different, but it's just a little variation over it. Now, with all of this that I did, let me zoom out a little. Okay, with all of this that I did, then I'm going to have the following result when I play everything together. Here it is. There you go. You see that? I create some expectation here with the door sound. Then there's some chaotic mashup of the cutlery sounds. And then there is the faucet sound that gives it like an exit to the whole effect that I created from the very beginning. And the whole thing lasts about 15 seconds. Let me play it one more time. Sounds like this. There you go. This is how you are expected to organize the sounds to make concrete music. Okay, guys, I hope this was instructive and see you next time.